So I was finally able to get my hands on the Oculus Quest 2. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I was actually hoping to get it for Christmas back when that happened, but it never happened. So I landed up treating myself to my own Christmas present recently, and I am really happy with this thing. And a major driving factor to why I even wanted to get this is that I found out that this is wireless. So it has basically its own operating system. And it also is able to connect to the PC to be able to do the, the Rift S type stuff. So you can be able to play games on your PC with it. And also the price is actually really nice. So for $300, you're going to be getting a lot of bang for your buck. This thing is so worth it. So let's start off with the unboxing. What you get inside the box is 2 controllers. We have the headset, of course. A visor piece, which I'm not really sure what to do with this. I think this is for when you are wearing like reading glasses on top of your headset, but I haven't messed with this thing. And then also a charger cable. And I also bought separately the link cable, which I'm actually really disappointed with the price tag on this. I jumped the gun and I bought this cable from the main website, and it cost me about $80 for this cable. So by itself is extremely expensive. I soon found out that on Amazon you could buy third-party ones for like $20. So I feel like I totally got ripped off with this. So I definitely don't recommend that you buy the cable from the main Oculus store, and instead just shop around on Amazon. But initially hooking this thing up, I did run into one issue, was hooking up the Wi-Fi initially, because it asked me to connect to a Wi-Fi network, but it wasn't discovering anything. So it took me a while, at least like a good half an hour, to kind of figure this out. I kept going on like forum posts, and I was looking on Google just to kind of figure out what was wrong with this. And eventually I decided to just reboot the device. So I shut it off, put it back on, and then all of a sudden it found my Wi-Fi and I was able to connect. So I don't know. I guess this was just some kind of weird bug that I got. So just in case you land up getting your Oculus for the first time, this may be the problem. And, rebooting is just the easy fix in this situation. When you start it up, it asks you to register, of course, to Facebook, since Facebook owns Oculus now. So you're going to have to make your own account for Facebook. If you already have an account, then it works out. Like for me, I already had one, so it was not a big deal. I just linked it up and boom. But I know a lot of people don't like Facebook, so that's the only downside with it. But it is what it is, and yeah, we just have to deal with it. Now let's talk about the Quest 2. But first off, as far as the build quality with this, it's absolutely amazing. This is my second VR headset that I've played with. And the first one that I tried was PlayStation VR, which had a lot of problems with that one. Because, like, for example, the motion of, like, your hands, basically like the little Joy-Cons or whatever they are, for some reason, the whole sensors and everything were all tied to this like little webcam thing that you'll put either on your TV or just like on your desk in front of where you're actually playing. So if that sensor is off, you're going to land up losing your motion. It will end up losing your hand very easily, or even your headset. If you turn too much, like if you turn facing the other direction, then it's gonna lose where you are located in the game. So that's something that the Quest 2 definitely fixed. Since it has sensors on the actual headset itself, it makes it super easy for it to see where your hands are located and where you're looking all the time. It's absolutely amazing. This is the first time that I could literally put my hands behind my back and it still know where my hands are. It's so crazy and how the technology has advanced over the years. And also the wireless abilities on this is really good. I even tried the Air Link, which is basically the equivalent of hooking it up to your PC with the cable itself. And the Air Link works pretty well. The only downside with it is that you have to have really, really good Wi-Fi connection. So if you don't have one of those badass Wi-Fi 5G networks or whatever, you're probably going to have a bad time. So I stopped playing video games like that. And I mainly just use it if I just want to kind of get access to my PC, because they have basically the virtual desktop where you can hit that and you can control your PC from your headset, which is so badass because I can basically be in my bedroom laying in bed and just kind of like navigating the web or like launching a game straight from there. I could play Black Desert Online on there. Like, I don't know, it's just so cool to be able to even like be able to access that. As far as the link cable goes, it's actually really worth it to get it, especially if you own a PC that's able to connect to this. That way you can play PC games. So if you go on Steam and you start shopping around for some VR games, let's say like Half-Life Alyx, for example, which is something that I really want to get eventually, you can go ahead and just start playing it through the Oculus Quest too. So that's really, really awesome. And then also the headset itself is basically its own operating system. So it kind of reminds me a lot of what the Nintendo Switch is like, where you can take it off the dock and you can just play it as is. You can be able to download games directly to it. And then I also discovered from just kind of looking around for games on the PC, you can use what's called SideQuest. It's a program on PC that you can hook up your Oculus Quest to the PC through USB, and then you're able to download games from that SideQuest app onto your Quest. So like it's really awesome to be able to play games like, for example, Doom 3 in the Quest, which is something I definitely want to get into eventually. I haven't actually like got myself to want to play scary games yet because I'm still trying to get used to like how it works and the whole motion sickness thing, which is something that takes a lot of getting used to. You definitely need to get into it and just kind of play with VR for a little while before you start getting over the motion sickness, which I've found that the best way to avoid motion sickness is to not only one, set up a fan to be able to blow at you. It kind of helps a little bit, but also play games that don't have the movement. So let's say, for example, if you're going to be playing a game like Skyrim and you land up shutting off the option for teleporting, then you're going to be getting motion sickness. So like, it's definitely something you have to take real slow. So when I initially started playing with the VR, I started with this game called Bait Fishing. I guess it's just Bait. That's what it's called. But it's really cool because it's just a game that you can kind of download and figure out how VR works. And it was a nice entry to seeing what this is capable of, being able to grab the rod and really like throw the line out and catch some fish. I don't know, it's just something really relaxing about this game, and also just kind of seeing how the VR even functions. It's really cool as an entry to this. Then I slowly worked up into Superhot, which was such an awesome game. Like I'm still working on trying to finish it, but it's such a good game. I definitely recommend it. And this is one of those games where you don't get motion sick because you don't have any of the actual movement stuff. So you don't have to worry about the teleporting, and you don't have to worry about actually like moving your guy forward, because this is all related to you just standing in place and just kind of like picking things up. Then there's also Beat Saber. Beat Saber is really awesome because you literally just stand in place, and then you have like the lines coming at you, and you just got to hit the lines with your lightsaber basically. So it works out pretty well, and it's a lot of fun. This is like an awesome game, especially if you start modding it and you start downloading a bunch of like custom songs and stuff. Forget it. It's just endless content at that point. Then there's also another free-to-play game that you can get through the side quest, which is Pavlov Shack. So you can be able to really see what VR is capable of with this one, because you have like the reloading of the weapon. It's like the cocking the chamber and like getting the thing going. Like it's so cool how realistic this game is, while also being like an action-based game that you can see yourself kind of playing almost like Call of Duty or like Counter-Strike or something. Like it's really badass. I ended up also buying this on my PC itself through Steam because I wanted to be able to get the modding, which you don't have access to modding on the Shack version of this, so the free one. So it's really cool to be able to see maps like the Dust map from Counter-Strike, or even like Halo maps in there, Call of Duty zombie maps in it. Like it's the potential of the amount of content you get in this game is insane. But anyway, those are the beginning games that I just started playing and everything. I'm slowly working my way into just kind of really getting deep into Skyrim and just seeing how that plays out, which I'm not really impressed with Skyrim. I don't recommend it as a VR game because it's not like, because once you play a game like Pavlov and you see the amount of detail with the reloading your clip and, you know, putting the bullets in and, you know, all that detail, and then you play a game like Skyrim and it's like a step backwards where the sword is just like glued to your hand and you don't actually put it anywhere unless you heavily mod this game, then you're not going to really get the full experience of what Skyrim could have been, you know? But overall, this is easily the best VR system out right now, mainly not only for the price tag, but also for the amount of just functionality this thing has. It's crazy. It's basically, think about it, like a Nintendo Switch built into a VR headset. That's basically what this is. It has its own operating system. It's insane. I was not expecting this level of quality coming out of this device. It's mind-blowing. Anyway, that's my review on Oculus Quest 2. I've been having an amazing time with it, of course, and I'm really looking forward to the future of this and seeing where this evolves into. I'm probably going to end up keeping this Quest 2 for a really long time until, like, you know, we start seeing more advances with VR. You know, if it gets to the point where it's like Ready Player One and we're like literally jacking ourselves into the game, you know, like I guess that's when I'll upgrade. But I'm really looking forward to the future of VR. I really hope that it starts evolving from here and gets better and better, and we start seeing more AAA games coming through. But anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and I will see you guys on the next one. All right, later guys.